Hey, Fred Minnick here, and today I'm going to be reviewing a couple Irish whiskeys from Egan's. We got a 10-year and we have an 18-year single malt. Now, when it comes to Irish whiskey, their style is so unique to them. I love Irish whiskey. Irish whiskey is a fast-growing category. I've got an article in the description that goes into a little bit more detail about Irish whiskey and what you can expect from some different styles. But I kind of want to jump into the tasting here. By the way, I am doing this tasting at Watch Hill proper, where I have a dinner series. I'm pairing really great whiskeys, rare whiskeys, with great food. Click in the, you'll find a link to the dinner series in the description, so make sure you check that out. All right, so we have a kind of like a boiled peanut note. Like if you live in Georgia, you all sell boiled peanuts in gas stations, and you know that smell. It's in that fresh sack of boiled peanuts. That's a very, very particular smell. Then after that, I'm getting some grapefruit, maybe a touch of butter, kind of all over the place now. Let's look at that. The palate's coming in with a really nice honey note. There's some citrus coming in underneath, some spice hitting the back of the palate, but this honey note, which to me I find to be a quintessential note in Irish whiskey, is really prominent. I'm also getting a little bit of bitterness. The bitterness comes in the form of, I would say, like a tobacco, but there's also just a touch of dark chocolate on this as well. Definitely a very good sipping whiskey. I imagine myself having this at sea or with some seafood. Like, this makes me want to have seafood. Maybe some clams, maybe like some kind of chowder. But it's not going to be heavy enough for me to like pair with a steak. But I love this flavor, and I think if you're an Irish whiskey fan, you'd probably like it too. Now the price point on this might be prohibitive for some, but I saw it in the market for like $100. So now we're going to go ahead and go to the 18-year-old. 18-year-old Legacy Reserve, finished in Muscatel. Cask from Valencia. Nice. This smells just a touch musty to me. The nose of the 10-year-old feels quite a bit more accepting. This is almost pungent. But there's still like an oil, like a cooking oil. This is a weird nose to me. Like, it's coming in a little pungent. On the palate, though, it sure does sing true. Man, this is good. I get kind of a doughiness from like a quiche. It's not quite doughy, but it's like vegetal, like where vegetal meets flour. This has this an alarming quiche note. It has a buttery note. It has some it's like a very particular European fruit. I can't freaking think of the name of it. Black currant. Black currant. It has a black currant note to it. and then like an orange marmalade. Last note, piece of wheat toast. But this is delicious. I don't know if it's $100 or $200 better than the 10-year-old. When I go back to the 10-year-old, I think that I like the way the 10-year-old feels a little bit more on my tongue, but the 18-year has a place, and it's complicated. It's not one where you just kind of have, you know, passingly. It's quite good. But two very good whiskeys, two different occasions. The 18-year-old's sitting by the fire with a friend, with the love of your life, knowing you're having a very good whiskey. And then the 10-year is basically a seafood pairing delight. But just my thoughts. Make sure you taste for yourself. And, you know, while you're at it, explore all of whiskey. If you're into bourbon, if you're into Irish whiskey or Scotch, you know, you do your palate a justice and your mind when you taste outside of the genre you're comfortable with. But that's going to do it for this tasting. Please remember, vodka sucks unless it's being used for hand sanitizer. Cheers, y'all.